There is a sound in space. Not the kind you can hear. Not a scream. Not an explosion. Just silence. A silence so complete, so absolute, that if you were floating between the stars and tried to shout, no one, not even you, would hear it. And yet, the universe is anything but quiet. Tonight, we're going to travel through 25 space facts that will both terrify and amaze you. Not as a list, not as trivia, but as a journey, from the fragile ground beneath your feet to the edge of everything that has ever existed. And somewhere along the way, you might start to feel very small, or very lucky, or both. Because the first terrifying fact is this: the universe is not just big. It is violently, incomprehensibly big. Our home, the Milky Way galaxy, stretches about 100,000 light-years across. A light-year is how far light travels in a year, about 9.5 trillion kilometers. And that's just one galaxy. There are likely 2 trillion galaxies in the observable universe. 2 trillion. Each one filled with billions or even trillions of stars. Around many of those stars are planets. Around some of those planets, maybe oceans, maybe skies, maybe someone looking up. And here's the twist. Everything we can see, every star, every galaxy, makes up less than 5% of the universe. The rest? We don't know what it is. Scientists call it dark matter and dark energy, not because it's evil, but because it's invisible, undetectable. We can't see it, touch it, or directly measure it. Yet it holds galaxies together. It drives the universe apart. We are living inside something we barely understand, and it's expanding, faster and faster. Which brings us to something even stranger. The universe had a beginning. About 13.8 billion years ago, everything, space, time, matter, energy, was compressed into a point smaller than an atom. Then, in a fraction of a second, it exploded outward in what we call the Big Bang. But here's the part that should make you pause. Before that moment, we don't know. Time itself may not have existed. There may have been no before. The idea that something could come from nothing is unsettling. But perhaps even more unsettling is this: the universe will likely end. One theory suggests a heat death, where everything spreads so far apart that stars burn out, galaxies fade, and the cosmos becomes cold and dark forever. Imagine a future with no light, no warmth, no life, just endless black. But long before that distant fate, space has its own horrors. Take black holes. They're not cosmic vacuum cleaners sucking everything in. They're worse. A black hole forms when a massive star collapses under its own gravity. The core compresses into an infinitely dense point called a singularity. Around it forms an event horizon, a boundary. Cross it, and there is no return. If you fell into a black hole, you wouldn't simply disappear. You would be stretched, literally. The gravity at your feet would be stronger than at your head. You'd elongate into a thin strand of atoms in a process scientists call spaghettification. And yet, black holes might also be creators. At the center of nearly every galaxy, including our own, lies a supermassive black hole. Ours is called Sagittarius A star. Without it, the Milky Way might not even exist. Destruction and creation, woven together. And black holes aren't the only monsters. There are stars out there so large that if you placed one where our sun is, it would swallow Earth whole. The star Uy-Scuti is one of the largest known. If it replaced our sun, its surface would extend beyond the orbit of Jupiter. But size isn't everything. Some stars are small and deadly. Neutron stars are what's left after a massive star explodes in a supernova. They pack more mass than our Sun into a sphere about 20 kilometers wide. A teaspoon of neutron star material would weigh about 1 billion tons on Earth. Let that sink in. And some neutron stars spin fast, hundreds of times per second, sending beams of radiation across space like cosmic lighthouses. If one of those beams swept across Earth from close enough, it could strip away our atmosphere. Which brings us to another terrifying truth. Earth is not protected by chance. We are shielded. Our magnetic field deflects harmful solar radiation. Our atmosphere burns up meteoroids. Jupiter's immense gravity acts like a cosmic bouncer, pulling in or flinging away asteroids that might otherwise hit us. But not all. 66 million years ago, an asteroid about 10 kilometers wide slammed into what is now Mexico. The impact released more energy than billions of nuclear bombs. It wiped out the dinosaurs. And it could happen again. In fact, NASA tracks thousands of near-Earth objects. Most are harmless. Some are not. We live on a planet with a reset button. And yet, despite all this danger, life emerged. Which might be the most astonishing fact of all. Somehow, from chemistry and chaos, molecules learned to replicate. Cells formed. Creatures crawled. Eventually, something evolved that could look up and ask, "What is all this?" Us. But here's where the wonder turns eerie. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. Our solar system is about 4.5 billion years old. If intelligent life were common, statistically, there should be civilizations millions, maybe billions, of years older than us. They would be unimaginably advanced. So where are they? This is called the Fermi paradox. The math suggests we should not be alone, but the sky is silent. No signals, no ships, no evidence. There are a few possibilities. Maybe intelligent life is extremely rare. Maybe civilizations tend to destroy themselves before spreading. Or maybe they're out there, watching, or waiting, or simply too far away, because distance in space is another kind of horror. The closest star system, Proxima Centauri, is about 4.2 light-years away. With today's technology, it would take tens of thousands of years to get there. Everything beyond our solar system is essentially unreachable. We are islanded, adrift in a vast cosmic ocean with no way to sail to the next shore. And yet, we keep looking. We've discovered over 5,000 exoplanets orbiting distant stars. Some are super-Earths. Some are gas giants larger than Jupiter. Some orbit in their star's habitable zone, where liquid water might exist. There's a planet called HD 189733b, where it rains molten glass sideways at thousands of kilometers per hour. There are rogue planets drifting through space with no star at all. Frozen, dark, alone. There are planets made of diamond, worlds with 2 suns, worlds where a year lasts hours. The universe is not just stranger than we imagined, it is stranger than we can imagine. And then there's time. When you look at the night sky, you are looking into the past. The light from the Andromeda galaxy has traveled about 2.5 million years to reach your eyes. You are seeing it as it was before humans even existed. Some stars you see tonight are already dead. Their light is just arriving. Space is a time machine, and it reveals something humbling. In about 4 billion years, Andromeda will collide with the Milky Way. Not in a fiery explosion. Stars are too far apart for that. But gravity will warp both galaxies into a new shape. The night sky will blaze with new patterns, if anything is alive to see it. Our sun, too, has a deadline. In about 5 billion years, it will run out of hydrogen fuel. It will swell into a red giant, likely engulfing Mercury, Venus, and possibly Earth. Our oceans will boil away long before that. Everything we've ever built will vanish. And yet, this is normal. Stars are born in clouds of gas and dust called nebulae. They shine for millions or billions of years. Then they die. Some in gentle fades, some in violent supernovae that briefly outshine entire galaxies. Those explosions forge heavy elements: carbon, oxygen, iron. The atoms in your body were created in ancient stars that died billions of years ago. You are literally made of stardust. And so is everyone you've ever loved. Which makes the next fact feel almost poetic. The universe is tuned, just enough. If gravity were slightly stronger, stars would burn out quickly. If slightly weaker, they might never ignite. If the electromagnetic force were different, atoms might not form. Small changes, and life as we know it wouldn't exist. Some call this coincidence. Some call it the anthropic principle. Some wonder about multiverses, the idea that our universe is just one of many, each with different physical laws. We happen to exist in the one that allows us. If that's true, there could be universes where stars never form. Universes made entirely of light, or chaos, or nothing we could recognize. And here's a final thought that both terrifies and amazes me. Everything you have ever experienced, every memory, every laugh, every heartbreak, exists on a thin layer of rock orbiting an average star in the outskirts of an ordinary galaxy. From a cosmic perspective, we are insignificant. And yet, we are the only known part of the universe that can reflect on itself. Through us, the universe becomes aware. It studies its own origins. It measures its own expansion. It contemplates its own end. We built machines that left our planet. We walked on the moon. We sent probes beyond our solar system carrying golden records, messages in case someone, somewhere, finds them. That might be the most beautiful fact of all. In a universe that can be violent, cold, and indifferent, life emerged that is curious. Fragile creatures on a pale blue dot, daring to ask questions about infinity. Yes, space is terrifying. It is filled with black holes, radiation storms, collapsing stars, and distances that mock our ambitions. It will one day erase every trace of us. But it is also filled with nebulae glowing in impossible colors, with galaxies swirling like cosmic art, with the quiet miracle of physics working so precisely that atoms form, chemistry unfolds, and consciousness flickers into existence. Maybe the real wonder isn't that the universe is so vast and dangerous. Maybe it's that, against all odds, we're here to witness it. To feel small, to feel awe, to look up into the darkness and realize that the same laws governing exploding stars also govern the beating of your heart. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are the cosmos, a brief, luminous way for the universe to know itself. And in that sense, even in a reality that will one day fade into darkness, this moment matters. Because right now, on this spinning world, under this ancient sky, you are alive. And the universe, in all its terrifying, astonishing immensity, is happening. Here, with you. And that might be the most incredible fact of all.